Good morning, student. Last lectures was all about the deviation of Mendelian genetics, gene interaction, intragenic, intergenic, incomplete dominance, codominance, multiple alleles, and pleiotropy. This topic, that is today's topic, chromosomal theory of inheritance, is a little different. So, as we know, all living organisms are made up of cells. So, cells are two types: prokaryotic, eukaryotic. So the cell with a nucleus, it is the typically a eukaryotic cell, and the without a nucleus, irregular folded mass of genetic material, that is nucleoid, it is the characteristics of prokaryotic cell. So in prokaryotes, chromosome is single and made up of circular DNA. Additional circular DNA found in it, and it is called as plasmid. So it is capable of independent existence. So all these things comes under again the heredity and variation, that is nothing but the genetics. So this is the little different topic, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. So what is the chromosomal theory? In the year 1956, Mendel's began his famous work, that is his experiment on a pea plant, that is nothing but the hybridization. After 9 years, that is in the year 1865, whatever hybridization experiment he had done, he presented a paper entitled with experiments in plant hybridization at the meeting of the National History Society of Brünn. In the year 1866, that paper entitled with experiments in plant hybridization was published in the journal Annual Proceedings of Natural History Society. But unfortunately, his work was unnoticed. And in the year 1884, Johann Gregor Mendel was died. In 1900, Hugo de Veres from Holland, Karl Correns from Germany, von Preschemark from Austria independently discovered the Mendel findings because of the microscopy, the advancement in microscopy. And they were able to observe the cell division and the structure of chromosome under the microscope. In 1903, after the rediscoveries of Mendelian research, Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri put forth the chromosomal theory of inheritance and parallel behavior of Mendel's factor and behavior of chromosome. How Mendel's factor are inherited and what is the role of chromosome with that. Okay, so what is the chromosomal theory? What it states? First, it identifies the chromosome as the carrier of genetic material. So gametes, that is sperm and egg, carry all the hereditary character and they are linked between the parent and offspring. Second, chromosomes are in pair present in somatic cells. Third, during gamete formation, pair segregate and assort independently in meiosis so that only one chromosome present in each gamete. Fourth, male and female gametes carry all the hereditary traits as chromosome are present in nucleus. Fifth, diploid condition restores by the fusion of male and female gamete. Right? These are the statements of this chromosomal theory. It may come for the 3 marks in your board exam. So you have to do it properly. So chromosome. What is chromosome? Chromosome, that is nothing but the colored body. Chroma means color. Soma means body. So these chromosomes are filamentous bodies present in the nucleus, and they are visible only during the cell division. So chromosomes have the ability of self-replication, and they play an important role in heredity, variation, mutation, and evolution of species. So chromosome term was coined by W. Valdier in the year 1888. So size of this chromosome varies from species to species, but if we go through with the metaphasic chromosome, it will be 0.1 to 33 micrometer in length and 0.2 to 2 micrometer in thickness. So what is the function in eukaryotic chromosome? DNA, histone proteins are there, non-histone proteins are there, and the function of this chromosome carries the genetic information. Next, they have given the term that is ploidy, which speaks about the degree of repetition of primary basic number of chromosome, that is X. So presence of whole sets of chromosome is known as what? Euploidy. Euploidy having the different types, that is haploid, diploid, triploid and tetraploid. Haploid, that is N, diploid, that is 2N, triploid, that is 3N, and tetraploid is nothing but a 4N. So triploid and tetraploid is known as what? Polyploidy. So ploidy means what? It speaks for the degree of repetition of the primary basic number of chromosome. Single set haploid, double set diploid, triple set triploid, 4 sets tetraploid. Next term, aneuploidy. Number is not the exact multiplication of haploid set. Either it will be the addition or deletion. So aneuploidy falls down into two categories, that is hypoploidy and hyperploidy. So hypoploidy, monosomy and nullisomy. Hyperploidy, addition, that is trisomy and tetrasomy. So two sets, diploid condition, monosomy, diploid minus one set, that is monosomy, nullisomy, diploid minus 2, that is nullisomy. Trisomy from hyperploidy, addition into the diploid condition, that is plus 1, trisomy, addition of 2, that is in diploid set, that is nothing but the tetrasomy. Next is structure of chromosome. You know the size, you know the shape. Shape can vary according to the stage of cell division. In interphase, chromosomes are in the form of chromatin network, while in metaphase, they shows a maximum condensation and appear short and thick. So what is the structure of this? A typical metaphasic chromosome has two identical halves, and that is known as sister chromatids. So these are two identical halves, right? Each chromatid is in turn made up of subchromatids called chromonymata. So each chromatid is made up of subchromatids known as what? Chromonymata. So internal structure is nothing but a chromonymata, right? The chromatids lies beside by side and are held together at the point, and that point is known as what? Centromere. So this is centromere, these two sister chromatids held together side by side by the one type of joining, and that joining or that structure is known as centromere. The centromere is also called the primary constriction. During cell division, the spindle fibers are attached to the centromere, right? So this is also called as primary constriction. You can see this is primary constriction, okay, through which the spindle fibers attached, and the spindle fiber is attached to the centromere by the one type of structure, that is kinetochore. This is kinetochore, right? Next, secondary constriction is also there. So beside the primary constriction, additional narrow areas are there, and that narrow areas is known as what? Secondary constriction. It is also known as what? Nucleolar organization. Spelling mistake over here. It is known as what? Nucleolar organizers, because they are necessary for the formation of nucleolus. Okay, they are necessary for the formation of nucleolus. The part of the chromosome beyond the nuclear organizer is short, spherical, and it is called as what? Satellite. This is satellite. It is also known as what? Sat body. SAT body, sat body. The tip of the chromosome is known as what? Telomeres, and it has unique property in that it prevents the ends of chromosome from sticking together but attaches to the nuclear envelope, and it has some basic function also. We'll see in next topic, that is molecular biology. Okay, it will prevent the sticking the ends, right? The surface of chromosome bears number of small swellings called chromomeres. I have not drawn over here. The surface, what it is swollen, and that is known as what? Chromomere, right? So this is typical structure of chromosome. Again, it will come for 3 marks in your board exam with the diagram. So do it, and each and every term you have to explain it very nicely. Next is what? Next is types of this chromosome. So what are the types? So according to the position of the centromere, chromosomes are classified in different types. First is metacentric, then submetacentric, acrocentric, and telocentric. Okay, so metacentric. If the centromere is situated in the middle of the chromosome, then it is called as what? Metacentric chromosome. The 2 arms are equal and it appears V-shaped during the anaphase, right? Second is submetacentric. If the centromere is situated some distance away from the middle, then it is known as what? Submetacentric chromosome. One arm of the chromosome is shorter than the another, and it appears L-shaped in anaphase. Third type is acrocentric. If the centromere is situated near the end of the chromosome, then it is known as what? Acrocentric. One arm of the chromosome is very short while other is long, and it appears J-shaped in anaphase. Last type of the chromosome is known as telocentric. If the centromere is situated at the tip of the chromosome, then it is known as what? Telocentric, and it shows only one arm which appears as like rod shape, right? So I have shown the diagram over here. In board questions they may ask you the explain the structure of chromosome and its types. So do it properly, and in next lecture we are going to deal with the sex chromosome and the structure of sex chromosome, right? Till then you just go through it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me and do it properly.